Welcome to Ash and Iron, where we dig through the ashes of history to find the iron truth beneath. 1175. A papal letter arrives in Spain containing something unprecedented in the history of military orders. Pope Alexander III has granted the Knights of Santiago permission to marry. While the Templars execute knights who break celibacy vows, the Knights of Santiago can serve God, fight the Moors, and go home to their wives. It is revolutionary. No other major military order permits this. The Templars enforce celibacy. The Hospitallers demand chastity, absolutely. But the Order of Santiago says you can have a family and still be a warrior monk. Spanish nobles flood into the order. For 4 centuries, Santiago becomes one of the wealthiest military orders in Christendom. This is the Order of Santiago, the warrior monks who broke the rules and conquered half of Spain anyway. Subscribe if you are not already subscribed. Let us begin. The year is 1170. Christian Spain is a patchwork of kingdoms, clawing territory back from Muslim rule. For 4 centuries, the Moors have controlled most of the Iberian Peninsula, building magnificent cities like Córdoba and Sevilla. They brought art, science, culture. But they are not Christian, and the kingdoms of Leon, Castile, Aragon demand their land back. This is the Reconquista, the centuries-long war to reconquer Spain for Christendom, and it needs warriors willing to die. In the Kingdom of Leon, a group of knights approaches King Ferdinand II with a proposal. They want to create a new military order dedicated to protecting pilgrims traveling the Camino de Santiago. The pilgrimage route to the shrine of Saint James in northwestern Spain, where thousands walk hundreds of miles. Saint James Santiago in Spanish is the patron saint of Spain, whose shrine in Compostela attracts pilgrims from across Christendom. But the roads are dangerous. Muslim raiders attack pilgrims, bandits rob them, wolves hunt them. They need armed protection. King Ferdinand approves the order around 1170. The Order of Santiago is born under royal patronage. They take their name from Saint James the Moorslayer, the legendary figure who supposedly appeared on a white horse during battles, slaughtering Muslims by the hundreds with a flaming sword. Their symbol is a red cross shaped like a sword, the Cross of Saint James. The blade points downward, ready to strike. At first, the Order of Santiago operates like the Templars and Hospitallers. They protect pilgrims along the Camino. They build fortresses. They take monastic vows of poverty, chastity, obedience. But there is a problem. Spanish nobles do not want to join an order that demands lifelong celibacy from their sons. In Spain, family is everything. Inheritance, lineage, legacy. Noble families need heirs to continue the family line. If their sons join a celibate military order, the family line dies. No grandchildren, no continuation. So the Order of Santiago makes a radical compromise that will change everything. They petition Pope Alexander III for a special dispensation allowing married knights. Pope Alexander grants it in 1175. Knights of Santiago are allowed to marry and have families. It is unprecedented in the history of military orders. The Templars execute knights who break their vow of chastity. The Hospitallers enforce strict celibacy under pain of expulsion. The Teutonic Knights demand absolute obedience to monastic discipline with no exceptions for marriage or family. But the Order of Santiago says you can serve God, fight the Moors, and go home to your wife. Spanish nobles flood into the order. Within decades, Santiago becomes one of the largest and wealthiest military orders in Spain. They own vast estates across Castile and Leon. They control entire towns. They field armies, wealth flowing from donations and conquest, and they fight. The Reconquista is not a single war. It is centuries of grinding conflict. Border skirmishes, raids, sieges, pitched battles. The Christians push south, capturing territory. The Muslims push back. Land changes hands again and again. The Order of Santiago is at the center of the fighting on the most dangerous frontiers. In 1195, they fight at the Battle of Alaka, one of the worst Christian defeats of the Reconquista. The Almohad Caliphate from North Africa crushes the Castilian army in a brutal day-long battle. Thousands of Christians are killed on the field. The Master of Santiago is gravely wounded. Many knights die. But the order does not break. They rebuild, they recruit, they prepare for the next fight. 17 years later, everything changes. 12 12 July, the Battle of Las Navas de Tolosa in southern Spain. A massive Christian coalition faces an enormous Almohad army in scorching summer heat. The kingdoms of Castile, Aragon, Navarre, and Portugal send their best warriors to this battle. All the military orders are there: Templars, Hospitallers, Calatrava, Santiago, every warrior monk in Spain fighting together. The battle begins at dawn, tens of thousands of men on each side, the largest battle of the Reconquista. For hours, the two armies clash, men hacking at each other in brutal hand-to-hand combat under the merciless sun. The Almohad center holds firm. Christian knights hurl themselves against the Muslim lines again and again, taking terrible casualties. The Order of Santiago fights in the vanguard, their red sword crosses gleaming in the sun as they charge Muslim positions. The battle hangs in the balance. Neither side can break through, thousands dying as the fighting grinds on. Then the Knights of Santiago punch through the Almohad defenses on the flanks. The Muslim formation begins to crumble. Units that were held steady moments ago start to waver and fall back. The Almohad army collapses into rout. Thousands of Muslims are slaughtered in the pursuit as they flee south. Las Navas de Tolosa is a catastrophic defeat for the Moors. They never recover their military strength. From this point on, the Reconquista accelerates. Christian kingdoms sweep south, capturing city after city. And the Order of Santiago is at the forefront of the conquest, leading charges and hold newly captured fortresses. The Order of Santiago is not just soldiers. They are colonizers building a new Christian Spain on conquered Muslim lands. As Christian armies reconquer territory, someone has to hold it, settle it, govern it. The Order of Santiago takes on this role across newly conquered regions of Spain. They are granted vast tracts of land by grateful kings, entire regions in central and southern Spain. They build castles and fortresses to control the conquered territories. They establish towns, bringing in Christian settlers. They repopulate areas that were once Muslim. German settlers, French colonists, Spanish peasants, replacing the Muslim population completely. By the 1300s, the Order of Santiago controls enormous estates across Spain and Portugal. They own entire regions. They collect taxes, they administer justice, they operate their own courts, functioning as feudal lords. They are not just a military order anymore, they are a feudal power rivaling any Spanish noble family. Their headquarters moves multiple times as the Reconquista pushes south. First Ucles, then various other strongholds in conquered territory. They recruit from across Europe. Knights seeking glory, land, redemption join Santiago to fight the Moors and gain estates. The order becomes fabulously wealthy, controlling farmland, vineyards, mills, mines, raising their own armies independent of any king. And because their knights can marry, they form powerful family networks within the order. Sons inherit their father's positions as knights. Noble families entrench themselves, entire dynasties rising within Santiago's ranks. It is both a strength and a weakness. By the mid-1300s, the Reconquista is nearly complete. Only the Emirate of Granada remains in Muslim hands, a small mountainous region in the south surviving by paying tribute. The great battles are over. The military orders have less to do, so they turn inward, fighting each other. The Order of Santiago clashes with the Order of Calatrava over land disputes. They feud with the Templars over jurisdiction and rights. They become entangled in Spanish political struggles between rival kings. They grow corrupt. Wealth breeds greed. Knights using their positions for personal gain rather than serving God. Grand Masters become kingmakers, throwing Santiago's support behind rival claimants to thrones in exchange for land and privileges. In 1275, a succession crisis erupts within the order itself. Two rival candidates both claim the position of Grand Master. It nearly tears Santiago apart, violence breaking out between factions. Only royal intervention resolves the dispute, and the Spanish kings start to realize something dangerous. The military orders have become too powerful, too independent, too dangerous. They need to be controlled. 1492. King Ferdinand of Aragon and Queen Isabella of Castile capture Granada, the last Muslim stronghold in Spain. After nearly 800 years of warfare, the Moors are gone. Spain is Christian from north to south. The Reconquista is over. The military orders have fulfilled their purpose. Or have they? Ferdinand and Isabella have no intention of letting the orders retire peacefully with their wealth and power intact. The Order of Santiago controls too much land, too much wealth, too much military strength. So the monarchs make their move. In 1494, Ferdinand arranges for himself to be elected Grand Master of the Order of Santiago. It is a brilliant political maneuver. By controlling the order, Ferdinand absorbs its wealth into the Spanish crown. The Order of Santiago is no longer independent. It is an instrument of royal power completely controlled by the king. Future Spanish kings inherit the position of Grand Master automatically. The order's estates are administered by the crown. Its revenues flow into royal coffers. The knights still exist, still hold titles, still wear the red sword cross. But they are no longer a sovereign entity. They are servants of the king with no independent authority. In 1523, Pope Adrian VI officially merges the mastership into the Spanish crown permanently. But the Order of Santiago became part of Spain itself, woven into the fabric of the nation. Never underestimate what happens when you tell celibate warriors they can actually have normal lives. If married warrior monks carving out kingdoms earned your respect, subscribe. Drop a comment on which order you want next, and I will see you in the next one.